Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to beautiful Colburn Park here in Newark, New York on this Monday night as your pilots take on the Elmira Pioneers. I am Tim Watson. I'll be broadcasting this game for you. Your pilots come into this game with a 9-18 record on a one-game winning streak after a split of a doubleheader yesterday, faced the 11-16 Elmira Pioneers, who are on a one-game losing streak. Elmira currently has 2 games on the Pilots, and they'll look to gain one back here today and tie for that 4th place spot, as the top 4 teams in each division will make the playoffs. They are currently 2 games out of the 4th spot in the Western Division. Your Pilots today will send Ron Loomis to the mound, and the lineup that will bat for him starts with Jamie Rabel playing second base, David Bermudez playing shortstop, Over Torres, who will be DHing today. Hitting cleanup is Dylan Duplashon playing third. In the 5 spot, Parker Denny playing right field. Behind the dish, Sean Hillis. At first base, that's Logan Sturr. Hitting 8th is Jordan Fedor, the center fielder. And then in the 9 hole is Michael Gorman playing left field. That Pilots lineup will face Ben Terwilliger today. On the mound for your Pilots is Ron Loomis, and the Elmira Pioneers lineup he will face goes as follows. Brody Moore playing shortstop, Preston Moore playing third base, so Moore's bat back-to-back 1 and 2. Hitting third will be Mason Ruhlman, the second baseman. In the 4th spot, it'll be Trey Harmon playing first. Batting 5th will be Garrett Schultz, the right fielder. In the 6th spot is Bryce Moskowitz, the catcher. Hitting 7th is Kyle Richardson, the DH. Batting 8th, Andrew Sexton in center field. Hitting 9th, Quinn Buffington in left field. Some big news for your Pilots today as the All-Star rosters were revealed earlier. A few of your Pilots made it, 5 of them in fact. Starting will be Dylan Duplashon, Over Torres, and Alan Murphy. And as a reserve in that game, it'll be Ryan Mueller and David Bermudez. And we'll be back in about 9 minutes for first pitch, and thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Monday night. So good evening and welcome back here as Ron Loomis, that is number 30, is warming up to start the top half of this first inning. On the year, Loomis carries a 1-2 record in 33 innings pitched. He's given up 33 hits, 15 walks, 10 earned runs. He has 27 strikeouts, and he has a 2.72 ERA. So a possible snub for the All-Star game there, as he does have some pretty solid numbers. And the first Pioneer he will face today is Brody Moore, the shortstop. Moore, a late arrival as he was in the College World Series and made it to the semis as part of that Auburn team. First pitch from Loomis will be low here at 7:03 p.m. It'll be a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 is swung on and fouled off. It'll be 1-1 now. So Loomis will get back on the mound. He'll come set as he gets his pitch. The 1-1 will be a breaking ball, swung on, hit to center. It will send Fedor back as Murphy has an off day. Fedor is in center field. He makes the play, and there's a quick out here for Loomis. That's going to bring up the third baseman, number 27, Preston Moore. Preston Moore on the year is hitting a 368 with no home runs but 18 RBIs, 2 triples, and 7 doubles. Preston Moore has made the PGCBL All-Star team this year as a reserve, as Dupleshawn is starting at third. That pitch is swung on, hitting to right. Running over is Parker Denny, and he'll make the play, and Loomis has a quick 2 outs here in the top of the first. That's going to bring up the left-handed hitting Mason Ruhlman, wearing the 21 on his back, getting the start at second here. Another all-star for the Pioneers, as they have 4 on their team. First pitch will miss. It'll be 1-0. Ruhlman on the year is hitting a 270, but he does have 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. So the pop is there. A foul ball there will move the count to 1-1 now. We'll work on the camera in between this inning for you. Sorry, it's a little dark. The 1-0 is set in the air. Bermudez is back. Gorman is in. Gorman will make the play. A 1-2-3 first inning for Loomis, and we are on our way to the bottom half of the first. Alrighty, welcome back. Hopefully it's a little brighter, Dylan's mom, as your son is headed to the All-Star game here, and he will be a starter. That has to be a great feeling for him and his family. And the starting pitcher that Dupleshawn and his teammates will face is number 18, Ben Terwilliger.
Leading off for your pilots, the second baseman from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, number 1, Jamie Rabel.
Terwilliger on the year has a 0-0 record with a 2.41 ERA. He has pitched in 8 games. He started 4 of those. He has 1 save and 22.1 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, and 21 walks with only 8 hits. So leading off for your Pilots here, batting from the left side of the batter's box is Jamie Rabel, tonight's second baseman. Rabel has been seeing more increased playing time as the bat has gotten hotter, as the nights have gotten hotter here at Colburn Park. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. It'll be 0-1. So Rabel awaits the 0-1. It'll miss. It'll be 1-1 now. Terwiller, an over-the-head delivery, kind of old school. The 1-1 will miss. It'll be 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Rabel, the Pilots' leadoff hitter tonight, as he gives the home plate ump a smile and steps back in there. The 2-1 is swung on, fouled off, hits the catcher in the helmet. The catcher says he's okay. It'll be 2-2 now. So Rabel, referred to as some of his teammates and people around the Pilots' staff as Goldilocks, will take the 2-2 here. Pitch is swung on and missed, and there is 1 out here in the bottom of the first. That's going to bring up David Bermudez, the shortstop. Bermudez, off to an insane start on the year, has cooled off a little bit, but still made the All-Star team as a reserve. Even though he has been in a late slump, his average is sitting at a 292. 28 hits and 96 at-bats. That pitch will miss high. It'll be 1-0. Bermudez on the year, closing in on 100 at-bats this summer, has only struck out 7 times. So the 1-0 will be swung on and missed. It'll be 1-1. So in the win at Watertown, he went 1 for 3. In the loss, the first game of the doubleheader, he went 0 for 3. A swing and a miss there by Bermudez. It'll be 1-2 now. Bermudez went into yesterday in both those games hitting a 300 and left Watertown with a 292 average. So he's been flirting with that 300 all year, was very above it at one point, and now he sits .008 points below it as he'll await the 2-2 pitch. The 2-2 cut on, popped up. The first baseman will get under it and make the play. And that's going to bring up the DH. Number 6, Over Torres. Torres not in the field today. Usually the right fielder will see the DH spot today, as he has been in a slump as of late, has seen the average drop from the low 400s to the high 300s, as he's hitting a 384 now. First pitch to him, a strike. So Torres will await the 0-1. It will be in the dirt. It'll be 1-1 now. So the 1-1 to Torres will be a strike. The bottom of the zone, 1-2, as Torres did not agree. He thought it was a little low. Stays in the box and awaits the 1-2. A consistent zone there, so the zone looks to be a little bit low tonight. The 1-2 will be off the catcher's glove and get into the dirt. So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. So the 2-2 to Torres will miss. It'll be 3-2. The 3-2 Torres check swings, fouls it off. A protection swing there, as you have to swing at anything close. That one looked like it was going to miss, so it'll be 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here once again. So over the head delivery, swung on, fouled off. Torres has turned this into quite the at-bat now. Have been forced to work here. Torres is rung up on another pitch that he thought missed. He's going to ask where and head back to the dugout. As we head to the end of the first inning, it is a 0-0 ball game. Neither team has recorded a hit yet, and we're on to the second inning. So Loomis, after a quick warm-up, we are back, and leading off for the Pioneers is number 34, Trey Harmon, the first baseman. First pitch to him from Loomis is a strike, 0-1. Harmon on the year is hitting a .291 with 1 home run, 6 RBIs. The second pitch will be a ball, so it'll be 1-1 from Loomis now, as he'll look to get the sign from Hillis. Hillis' sign will be a pitch that is swung on, fouled back. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 from Loomis will be cut on, fouled off. Duplachon was ready, but it didn't make it out to him as it went to the Pioneers' dugout. So Loomis will... That ball is shot at Duplachon. He fields it like it's nothing. Throw across the diamond is in time for out number 1. And the glove there shows you why he's starting in the All-Star game. Quick reaction times at the hot corner will record the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Garrett Schultz, the right fielder. Schultz on the year is hitting a .267. First pitch to him will be a ball. It'll be 1-0. So Hillis will give Loomis a new sign as they try to find the zone. The second pitch from Loomis will be swung on, fouled off toward the Pioneers' dugout once again. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out, with the number 1 batter up. Loomis likes to work quick, much like his teammate Ryan Mueller. The breaking ball is a strike, 1-2 now. The 1-2 is in there for a strike. Hillis throws to Duplachon. Duplachon to Bermudez. Bermudez to Rabel. Back to Duplachon. Loomis has the ball again, as well as his second strikeout of the night. So after that strikeout, that's going to bring up the catcher, Bryce Moskowitz. The first pitch will be a strike. Both of these teams today are wearing alternate jerseys, as the Pios are going with the sleeveless, and the Pioneers are wearing their batting practice jerseys. It'll be 0-2 from Loomis now. Talking to some of the guys before the game, they didn't want to wear undershirts. They just wanted to wear the cutoff sleeves like the Cincinnati Reds did yesterday. The 1-2 is thought about, held off. It'll be 1-2 now. The 0-2, excuse me. So now it's 1-2. The 1-2 misses, says the home plate ump, as Loomis was ready to head to the dugout. So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs now. The 2-2 misses, so it'll be 3-2 now, as they're going to say Moskowitz held off on the swing. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. And Loomis is in danger of facing his first base runner today. The 3-2 will miss. He walked him. So Moskowitz becomes the first base runner of the ball game, and that's going to bring up the DH Kyle Richardson. Richardson on the year is hitting a .222. He is 8 for 36. First pitch from Loomis will be low, 1-0. So Loomis, looking to have trouble finding the zone here, takes a minute, wipes the sweat off of himself, steps back on the mound, takes a deep breath, takes a look over to first, gets his sign from Hillis. He'll deliver home. It will be swung on, hit to Dupleshawn. Dupleshawn will pick it. He'll throw to Rabel. Rabel will catch it. The inning will be over, and we are headed to the bottom of the second. So 2 good plays by Dupleshawn here in the top half of the second, as he is due to lead off for your Pilots. So with the All-Star heading up to the plate, following him will be Parker Denny in right field and Sean Hillis catching. Welcome back here for the bottom half of the second inning. And leading off for your Pilots, the third baseman, Dylan Dupleshawn. Dupleshawn making the All-Star game here, as it will be in Saugerties, New York. Dupleshawn will be traveling there on Monday for the game on Tuesday. Dupleshawn showed off with the glove why he is headed here, and will look to do the same with the bat here in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 will miss. It'll be 1-1. So on the year, Dupleshawn hitting a .284 with 9 stolen bags, 10 walks, 5 RBIs, and 4 doubles. So it'll be 2-1 to him now. He does have a good eye, so he can get on any way possible. In both games at Watertown, he went a combined 1 for 4. So a swing there by Dupleshan. It'll be fouled off, 2-2 now. The 2-2 swung on, fouled off. So we're going to have a 2-2 here again. The 2-2 is in the dirt, 3-2 now, so Dupleshan has worked a great count here. The 3-2 will miss. Dupleshan will have a walk, and the Pilots have their first base runner. That's going to bring up the right fielder today, Parker Denny, number 22. Denny has seen most of his time at first base with occasional starts in the corner outfield spots, and that's where he'll be today. So the first pitch to Denny will be a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 to Denny will be a ball as it'll miss outside. It'll be 1-1. Dupleshan with a good lead over there at first. He does have some speed. Might see him take off as the Pilots have been very aggressive on the base paths this year. The 1-1 will be a strike, 1-2. So a throw over to Dupleshan, and he's back in standing as Denny will have to wait the 1-2. The 1-2 to Denny will be inside as he'll back away. It'll be 2-2. Dupleshan awaits the 2-2. It will be called a strike. Looked a little outside, so there's out number 1 here in the bottom half of the second. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 10, Sean Hillis. Hillis hitting .256 on the year here. Will step in with Dupleshan on first and just 1 out, and the Pilots are in prime position to have something going here. First pitch will miss, 1-0. Looked like a pretty similar spot to Denny's called strike 3. The 1-0 will be low. It'll be 2-0 now. So 2 balls, no strikes with 1 out to Hillis now. With Dupleshan on first. Hillis trying to... Dupleshan will go. He'll be in there on a slide as the throw is late. So it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike now to Hillis. So 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out now as Hillis is in a good hitter's count with a man in scoring position now. So Dupleshan shows off the wheels there. The 2-1 will miss. It'll be 3-1. So doing quality things Dupleshan is that would make him an all-star. The 3-1 will be swung on and missed. It'll be 3-2. The 3-2 will miss. Hillis will walk, so runners are on second and first now with one out. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 18, Logan Sturr. So Logan Sturr, the 6'2", 205-pound right-handed hitting first baseman, comes to us from Canandaigua, Pennsylvania. As he'll get some extended time to think about this at-bat and a prime position to put the Pilots up early with runners on second and first and just one out. So Sturr will step back in. First pitch to him will be high, 1-0. The 1-0 to Sturr will be a strike, 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out now here in the bottom of the second with runners on second and first as the Pilots are still looking for their first hit here. That one will be high, 2-1 now. So the Elmira starter, Terwiller, is really taking a look at Dupleshawn on second, who's taking a healthy lead back there. It'll be 3-1 to Sturr now, and an excellent hitter's count for him with 1 out, a runner in scoring position, and Hillis standing on first. The 3-1 to Sturr will be a ball. The bases are now loaded with 1 out. So Fedor hitting a 203 on the year. Will hit here with the bases loaded. He does have 2 doubles on the year. Those are his only extra base hits. His other 12 hits have all been singles. He struck out 14 times but does have 5 stolen bases and 8 walks. So Moskowitz gets hit on the helmet there as the first pitch misses. It'll be 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out and the bases loaded. So Fedor will await the 1-0. It will be a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out with the bases loaded here. So the Pilots are deep into their lineup now as the 8-hitter is up to bat with the 9-hitter Mike Gorman waiting on deck. That ball is swung on, hit hard, but foul out of play. 1-2 now. The 1-2 will be high. It'll be 2-2 now. An athletic play there by Moskowitz to avoid Dupleshawn scoring on a pass ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out now to Fedor. The 2-2 will be swung on, hit into left, sending the left fielder deep back at the wall. He will make the play, crash into the wall. One will come in. Runners will be on the corners now with 2 outs as their Pilots take a 1-0 lead with a sac fly there by Fedor on a ball that looked like it might have carried out. The ball is caught at the wall. That's going to bring up Michael Gorman, the left fielder today. He'll step in with runners on the corners, has elected back to the 1 batting glove style once again. First pitch to him will miss. It'll be 1-0. That pitch will be a strike, 1-1, as Gorman did not agree. Steps out with a disgusted look on his face. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs now. Gorman on the year is 8 for 53, which puts him at a 151 average. He does have 6 RBI along with 5 walks. So a throw over to first, but Harmon gets pulled off the bag. So Gorman will have to wait the 1-1 a little bit longer. Another throw over towards Stern. He is back in safely. The 1-1 will be high. It'll be 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs now. A swing and a miss by Gorman there after he leaves the right side of the batter's box awkwardly. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs with 2 men on who are on third and first. So the 2-2 will be cut on and missed. Runners are stranded at third and first. Gorman is frustrated as he heads back to the dugout, but the Pilots do put up 1, and we are headed to the 3rd inning. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Leading off for the Pioneers is Andrew Sexton in center field today. Loomis's first pitch to him will miss, 1-0. So Loomis will face the lefty here. That pitch is swung on, bat broken. It'll be a foul ball, 1-1. So Sexton loses his bat there, takes a look at it, smiles, and he'll head back to the dugout looking for a new piece of lumber to use. He's got another one on deck for him. So he'll make his way back to that left side of the batter's box with a 1-1 count as Loomis awaits. Loomis looks ready to go already as he works very quickly. The 1-1 is swung on, fouled off. Duplashawn will run over. Duplashawn will run out of room as it just goes over the fence. It'll be 1-2. So some good hustle by your Pilot's third baseman there as it looked like he had a play. The 2-1 will miss. It'll be 2-2 now to Sexton. The 2-2 will miss, says home plate ump. It'll be 3-2. The 3-2 is swung on, fouled off. So we're going to have a full count here again. The 3-2 will miss. Loomis will issue a leadoff walk. So that's going to bring up the left fielder, number 2, Quinn Buffington. Buffington hitting 196 on the year. And the first pitch to him will be a strike, 0-1. So Loomis gets ahead of Buffington after he walks Sexton to lead off the inning. That pitch swung on, popped up. Duplashawn runs in. Hillis calls for it. He will find it, make the play, and there is one out here in the top of the third. So Hillis, who has had a problem with dropping those balls in the past, makes an excellent play right there for out number 1 of this third inning. It's going to bring up Brody Moore, the shortstop, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Hillis will throw to second to Rabel. In there is Sexton. So the pitch was called a strike. It'll be 0-1 now as Sexton steals second base. That pitch cut on, hit over Stur's head. It'll be a fair ball, says the home plate ump. So a throw from Denny will throw out the runner trying to advance to second. The Pioneers tie the game, but Bermudez places the tag, and there are 2 outs now. So an excellent throw from Denny from all the way deep in right field. So the game is now tied, but that'll bring up Preston Moore, the third baseman, with nobody on and 2 outs, as the Pioneers do get their first hit. Pitch is swung on, fouled off, 0-1. So time is called after the ball boy ran out on the field quickly. The 0-1 will be inside. It'll be 1-1. So some chirping from the Pilots dugout. And it looks like Coach Quinn has been thrown from this game. And he'll have a conversation with him here. And we're listening in. Seems like he's arguing balls and strikes here. As it seems like Coach Quinn has been tossed. So Coach Quinn gets tossed here, arguing balls and strikes as he does not feel like it's been a fair strike zone. And he will leave the game here. So Coach Schlichting will take over as the head coach for the rest of this game. As Preston Moore's at bat will resume. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs now. That pitch is swung on and missed. It'll be 1-2. So Coach Quinn has been thrown. Schlichting will take over. Loomis gets ahead 1-2 now with 2 outs. That pitch is swung on, grounded Dupleshan's way. He will throw it. A pick that Stir cannot make. It'll be a 2-out base runner. So an error by Dupleshan there on a ball that should have been picked by Stir as he's looking at his glove. It'll be 2 outs now as Mason Ruhlman will step up, the second baseman. Pitch swung on, fouled off, 0-1. So Loomis will get his 0-1 pitch. Take a look over to first. They throw over to first. Stir will catch it, but won't be able to place a tag. Pitch is a strike, 0-2. So an 0-2 to Ruhlman now. That pitch swung on, fouled off. So 0-2 here again. So Stir tried to act like it was fair, pick it up and put it in his glove, throw it on the ground in fair territory, trying to have some fun and ease the tension, and the home plate ump wasn't having it. A throw over by Loomis. Back in standing is Moore, who only has 1 stolen bag on the year. The 0-2 to Ruhlman will be swung on, fouled off Stir's way. 0-2 again. So the 0-2 will miss 1-2. So the 1-2 from Loomis will be swung on, hit Rabel's way. He will muff it and have to hold it. So it'll be 2 errors on back-to-back plays. So with 2 outs, there runners on second and first now. That's going to bring up Trey Harmon, the first baseman. Harmon is 0 for 1 on the day, grounding out to Dupleshawn. So after the Pilots lose their manager, they look a little shaky here. That pitch swung on, hit Gorman's way, past his glove. 1 will score. They're going to send them both. Bermudez will throw home. His throw will be late. Both runs will score. So both runs that reached on the error, both runs that reach on both errors come in to score. And the Pioneers lead 3-1 now. That's going to bring up the right fielder, number 1, Garrett Schultz. So Loomis taking a look at second. A 3-1 lead now for Elmira, and the first pitch Loomis throws misses 1-0. The 1-0 cut on, hit towards right. Denny goes back. He makes the play on the track, and we head to the bottom of the third as your Pilots will look to answer. Leading off for your Pilots here, batting in the 1 spot, is number 1, Jamie Rabel, the second baseman, who is 0 for 1 on the night as he struck out swinging. The Pilots are still looking for their first hit here in the bottom of the third inning. Terwilliger will deliver a breaking ball, a strike, 0-1. So a strike zone that has seemed a little bleak for the Pilots could even be more bleak after Coach Quinn let the home plate ump hear it. That pitch misses. It'll be 1-1. So Coach Schleesing will be the third base coach and help try to lead these Pilots to victory as they trail 3-1 now. The 1-1 will be a strike, 1-2. The 1-2 swung on, fouled off, gets Ruhlman in the arm and then the helmet. So he'll take a moment. So Rabel will step back in there. He'll await the 1-2. A breaking ball that was misgripped will miss really high, 2-2. The 2-2 is fouled off, so it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes here again. Rabel awaits the 2-2, and it will be swung on, fouled off. So we'll have a 2-2 here again. Rabel steps back in there. That pitch swung on, popped up. The shortstop will get under it, and he will find it through the sun, and there is 1 out. That's going to bring up the shortstop, number 8, David Bermudez. So Bermudez will await the first pitch, and he will swing at that one, pop it up. First baseman will go over. The ball will be out of play. So no balls, 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the third, as your Pilots are still looking for their first base hit. The overhead delivery from Terwilliger, the breaking ball will miss. It'll be 1-1. So that pitch swung on, ripped into right center field, sending the center fielder over. He will make the play, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. So Torres hitting in the high 300s this year. Not an easy guy to get out. Steps up with 2 outs now, trying to get a Pilots rally started as they trail by 2 here early in the game. Breaking ball swung on, hit down the right field line. Torres will do a hard 90 to first, another hard 90 to second, and he'll wind up with a stand-up 2-out double for the Pilots' first hit of the night. That's going to bring up the third baseman from Mamou, Louisiana, Dylan Duplachon. Duplachon steps up with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs here as he represents the tying run early on in this ball game. So the Pilots finally in the hit column tonight, courtesy of Over Torres. That pitch will miss. It'll be 1-0 to Duplachon now. So the 1-0 to Dupleshan with Torres on second will be low. It'll be 2-0 now to Dupleshan. The 2-0 to Dupleshan will be a ball in the dirt. Dupleshan or Dupe will be ahead 3-0 now. The 3-0 will miss in the dirt once again. He walked him on 4 pitches. So the go-ahead run stepping up to the plate and representing the go-ahead run will be Parker Denny. So Denny will hit now with runners on second and first. And a 2-out rally is brewing here for your Pilots. Denny takes a deep breath, steps in there. Breaking ball gets away from Moskowitz. The runners are now on second and third. A 1-ball, no strike, 2-out count to Denny. Terwilliger falls behind Denny and allows the runners to advance a base. So a opportunity for your Pilots that already looked big got even bigger here. That pitch swung on over Terwilliger's glove. He will dig it out. Called out by the field ump. And it seems like everyone here is not happy with that call. And we will be back for the 4th inning. So leading off for the Pioneers here is the catcher, Bryce Moskowitz, in what should be a 3-2 ball game, but is a 3-1 ball game because that's baseball. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is in the dirt, gets away from Hillis. It'll be 1-1. So the fielders are fortunate enough to be facing away from the sun, but the poor catchers are right in the sun's glare. The 1-1 swung on, fouled off. It'll be 1-2. So the 1-2, they're going to say he held. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 from Loomis will be in the dirt, blocked by Saida, bounces off of him, gets to the Pilots on deck circle. So a 3-2 here for Moskowitz from Loomis. The 3-2 swung on and missed. Moskowitz will make his way back to the dugout now. And that's going to bring up the DH number 16, Kyle Richardson. So Loomis gets a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1 on what was called a ball earlier. The 0-1 hit back to Loomis. He'll run it over to Stir, underhand throw, and there are 2 quick outs. That's going to bring up Andrew Sexton, the center fielder. First pitch to Sexton, swung on and missed. Loomis is ahead 0-1. The 0-1 will be in the dirt, a 1-1 count now. The 1-1 to Sexton, swung on and missed. Loomis's breaking ball gets it to go right through Sexton's bat there. The 1-2 swung on and missed. 1-2-3 go the Pioneers, and your Pilots will look to answer here as they trail by 2, headed into the bottom of the 4th inning. Leading off for your Pilots here in the bottom of the 4th, the catcher, number 10, Sean Hillis. Hillis walked in his first at-bat. He's from Derby, Connecticut. Stands in at 5'11", 190 pounds. First pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1. The 0-1 will miss. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1 swung on, fouled off. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes now. So the 1-2 is swung on, popped up, out of play. So it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hillis again. The 1-2 hit Hillis. So after getting ahead 1-2, Terwilliger loses Hillis there, walks him on the hit by pitch, and that's going to bring up Logan Sturr, the first baseman. Sturr today reached on a walk earlier in the game, so no official at-bat yet. That pitch swung on. It will take a bounce. Hillis will reach to second. Sturr will be on first. The Pilots now have 2 hits. The center fielder with runners on second and first, as he has the Pilots' only RBI today on a sac fly with the bases loaded. So Terwilliger in a little bit of trouble here as the Pilots have something brewing. Runners on second and first now with no outs. That pitch will miss. 1-0 as Hillis faked like he was running to third. That pitch swung on, hit up the middle, past the diving shortstop. Hillis will be sent, and he will go back. Now he'll go again as the ball gets by the catcher. He will score. The Pilots trail 3-2 now. The runners on second and third. So Fedor an RBI single there. So Gorman will step up now with runners on second and third. Michael Gorman is 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout swinging. First pitch to him will miss, 1-0. So Terwilliger, who found himself in a little bit of trouble now, is in a lot of it. As the tying run is on third, the go-ahead run is on second. 2-0 now, as Sturr will get home, and we have a tie ball game. So 3-3 now here in the bottom of the fourth inning with no outs. The go-ahead run now 90 feet away. Well, Gorman is ahead 2-0. So the 2-0 to Gorman will be swung on, hit to right field, sending the right fielder in. Tagging was Fedor as he retreated on a good throw by the right fielder, Sexton. Schultz. It will prevent Fedor from scoring. So with 1 out and the leading run 90 feet away from scoring, that'll bring up Jamie Rabel, the second baseman. Rabel is 0 for 2 on the night, looking to do something here. He gets ahead 1-0. The Pioneers with their red jerseys have their whole infield in now. Pitch will be high, 2-0 now. That 2-0 will be low. 3 balls, no strikes with 1 out now. The 3-0 from Rabel. will be swung on and missed. An aggressive swing on his mind there. 3-1 now. The 3-1 will be a ball. Rabel will reach on a walk. Runners will be on the corners now with 1 out. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, number 8, David Bermudez. Bermudez comes to us from East Brunswick, New Jersey. And he is 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out to the first baseman and a fly out to the center fielder. So Bermudez will look for his first hit here with runners on the corners and 1 away. That pitch will be in the dirt. Rabel will go to second. So now a force out just at first should put the whole infield back in. 2 runners in scoring position for Bermudez now with 1 out as he is ahead 1-0. That pitch will be a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. So the 1-1 to Bermudez. Swung on, hit at the shortstop, who will pick it. Fedor will be in a rundown at third and tagged out. Bermudez will get to second. So with 2 outs, runners are on second and third once again with a quick reaction play by Brody Moore at shortstop. That's going to bring up the PGCBL's Western All-Star Team starter in right field, Over Torres. Torres is 1 for 2 on the night, as if you can recall, he did get the Pilots' first hit of the game. That pitch swung on, hit hard toward the shortstop. Moore will throw to first. Runners will be stranded at second and third, but not before the Pilots answer for 2 and tie this ball game. So we head to the 5th inning in a brand new ball game. Welcome back here in the 5th inning on NewarkPilots.tv. I am Tim Watson. Leading off for the Pioneers is Quinn Buffington, the left fielder. The first pitch to him will miss 1-0. And with that pitch, Loomis is at 91 pitches tonight. That pitch is sent into center field towards Fedor. And there is 1 out. That's going to bring up the first of the 2 Moores that bat back to back, Brody Moore. Brody reached on a single in the third inning, so he is 1 for 2 on the night, and Loomis will look to go 1 for 3 with him. So the first pitch to him will miss, 1-0. That pitch swung on, hit Rabel's way. He will field it, and there are 2 outs now. So with 2 outs, that'll bring the second of the Moores, Preston Moore, the third baseman. First pitch to him will be a strike, 0-1. No, they are not related, but they do bat back to back. That pitch cut on hard and swung right through on a great Loomis off-speed pitch there. That pitch is a strike, a 1-2-3 fifth inning, and Loomis seems to have found it now. We are back. We will be back for the bottom half of this fifth inning in a tie 3-3 ball game. Welcome back for the bottom half of the fifth inning as Elmira has gone to the bullpen. They have gone to number 31, Nathan Pang. Pang on the year has a 0-1 record, but also does have a save, so he is predominantly a relief pitcher. And the Pilots will look to get hit to him here. And leading off for your Pilots will be Dylan Duplashon. Following him will be Parker Denny, and then it will be Sean Hillis. Leading off for the Pilots, the third baseman from Mountain, Louisiana, number 7, Dylan Duplashon. Duplashon has 2 walks on the night so far, so still no official at-bat through 2 at-bats. The first pitch will miss, 1-0. So Duplashon awaiting the 1-0. Swings at it, goes right through the bat, so it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike now. The 1-1 will be in the dirt, 2-1. The 2-1 from Pang will be a ball, 3-1 now. And Pang is in danger of issuing Duplashon his 3rd walk of the game. The 3-1 will be low. Duplashon has been walked for his 3rd time of the night. That's an all-star stat right there, reaching 3 times tonight already on a walk. That's going to bring up today's right fielder, number 22, Parker Denny. Denny on the night is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to the second baseman. So it does look like a few arms are up in your Pilots bullpen. Pitch is swung on, fouled off, 0-1. One of them looks to be Chris Lever, and the other one looks to be Devin Hicks. So the 0-1 to Denny will miss. It'll be 1-1 with Duplachon taking a healthy lead off of first base. So Denny awaits the 1-1, and it will be swung on, hit hard towards the third baseman Moore. It will be bobbled by the second baseman, so an out will not be made there. Runners are on second and first now with no outs. So a throwing error there by Moore, as Ruhlman could not pick that ball out of the dirt. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 10, Sean Hillis. That pitch will get off of the face mask of Moskowitz. Duplachon will think about home. Peng will run in. Runners will be on third and second now with nobody out. So the Pilots with another great opportunity here in back-to-back innings to put up runs. Hillis puts one into right. The right fielder will catch it. Duplachon thinks about going, opts not to again. So there will be one out with runners on second and third now on a ball Duplachon probably could have easily scored on if he didn't second guess himself. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 18, Logan Sturr. Sturr on the day is 1 for 1 as he has walked and he scored on a single in his second at-bat, his first official at-bat of the night. So he does represent a run tonight. And he has a chance to knock in a few runs himself here. That pitch is a strike, 0-1, after Sturr thought it was low. That pitch will miss. 1-1 now with one out. So a bullpen update now, as it looks like Hicks has been returned to the bench. Solito has replaced him out there. And Chris Lever seems to be really warming up as he could be the option for the sixth inning. That pitch will be a strike, 1-2. So Loomis should be back out there for the sixth inning as he has only had 61 pitches. And the broadcast viewers who are usually here know he has a rubber arm and can throw way more than 61. And Sturr strikes out there, hits the bat against his cleats in anger. So with two outs and runners on second and third now, that's going to bring up Jordan Fedor. Fedor is 1 for 1 on the day, does have 2 RBI. 1 RBI as the second one was not credited to him due to an error. That pitch swung on, hit into right field. The right fielder will find it. Runners will be stranded at second and third, and we head to the sixth inning in a 3-3 ball game. So leading off for your pilots here, not the pilots, the Pioneers, as Loomis is back out here, is Mason Ruhlman, the second baseman, hitting from the left side of the batter's box. That pitch swung on, fouled off. Loomis gets ahead 0-1. Today, Ruhlman is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error in his second at bat. That pitch will be a strike, 0-2, as Loomis is ahead. That pitch swung on, fouled off. A protect me swing there by Ruhlman, as he still trails 0-2. The 0-2 gets through the 5-hole of Hillis. It'll be 1-2 now. The 1-2 will miss off Hillis's glove. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Out number one here in the top half of the sixth. And that's going to bring up Trey Harmon, the first baseman. That pitch is swung on, fouled off, 0-1. So Harmon stepping back into the box behind 0-1 now. The 0-1 will be a strike, 0-2. So Loomis and Hillis could not agree on a pitch there, so Loomis stepped off. Now he gets his sign. The 0-2 swung on, fouled off of Harmon. The 0-2 swung on, hit hard and deep. a foul ball, as it'll be 0-2 again. So Harmon on a ball that he absolutely crushed. It went foul. So as Loomis was ahead 0-2, he hits Harmon there. So a 1-out base runner. And that's going to bring up Garrett Schultz, the right fielder. Bermudez will come in and talk to Loomis very quickly now. So the first pitch from Loomis, as Schultz tries to put a bunt down, is popped up out of play. The 0-1 will miss. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. That pitch swung on, hit to Bermudez. He'll go to 2. Rabel will throw to first. A ball that Stir cannot pick out. And there are 2 outs now. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 26, Bryce Moskowitz. So 2 outs now. A throw over to first with Bryce Moskowitz up. Another throw over by Loomis. A tag by Stir a tad late. That pitch swung on, fouled off. 0-1 now. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. A runner on first. The 0-1 from Loomis to Moskowitz. It will be high and in on a perfect pitch out for Hillis. He cannot grip it. So it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs now. So the 1 will be in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs now. The 2-1 will be swung on, hit up the middle, will go past Bermudez's glove. The Pioneers will take the lead here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. That's going to bring up the DH, number 16, Kyle Richardson. So Coach Schlichting, who's coming out in what would usually be Coach Quinn's decision. And that's going to bring in Chris Lever with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. We'll be back once Lever is warm. So Lever will look to get the last out of the top half of the 6th inning as we are back. Lever was ready to go. Gorman was not over in left field. Allows him to get back by stepping off. Looks in for his sign. That pitch swung on, hit over Bermudez's head. So it'll be a single there. Runners will be on second and first now with 2 outs. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Andrew Sexton, number 33. Sexton will step up with 2 outs. Runners on second and first now with 1 already in here in the top half of the 6th. So Lever looking for the pitch to get out of this inning. It will be low, 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, hit Gorman's way. He will go over, make the play, and we head to the bottom of the 6th as the Pioneers put up a run and your Pilots trail 4-3 and will look to answer. Welcome back here in the bottom of the sixth. Do it for your Pilots. Leading off is Michael Gorman. Following him will be Jamie Rabel. Following him will be David Bermudez. Gorman on the night is 0 for 2. He ended the top half of the sixth inning, and he'll look to start the bottom half with a bang. So Pang is back out there as the first pitch he throws will miss. It'll be 1-0. So there doesn't look to be any more action in the Pilots' bullpen as they'll let LeVer come back out in the seventh inning. That pitch swung on and missed. A 1-1 count now to your Pilots' left fielder. The 1-1 swung on, hit towards the shortstop Moore. He will pick it, throw across, and just in time beating out Gorman, there will be out number 1. The second baseman from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, number 1, Jamie Rabel. So with 1 out, that's going to bring up Jamie Rabel, the second baseman. That pitch will be low, so it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out with the number 1 batter at the plate. That pitch cut on. The center fielder will run in. He will lay out. He will not be able to make the play, and it will be a 1-out single. So what could have been a web gem there will be a single for Jamie Rabel. That's going to bring up David Bermudez, the shortstop. Bermudez on the day is 0 for 3. That pitch swung on towards right. The right fielder will come in. The ball will drop. Rabel and Bermudez are both on with singles to the outfield. So runners are on second and first now with 1 out. So that's going to bring up from North Haven, Connecticut, possibly the hardest out to get on the team, Over Torres, as we are here in the bottom of the sixth inning as your Pilots trail 4-3 with runners on second and first with 1 out. So the first pitch to Torres might not come yet as Peng is really taking a look at Rabel. He'll deliver home. Torres will swing, foul it off. It'll be 0-1. So Torres behind 0-1 as Peng takes a step off as he did not get the pitch he was looking for from Moskowitz. And now Moskowitz will go talk to Peng out on the mound. So Torres is going to have a little bit extra time here to get his confidence even further up, which I'm not quite sure if that's possible. When talking to him, he said he has all the confidence in the world at the plate, and that's pretty evident with the 400 average he carries 27 games deep into the year. So Torres behind 0-1 as Peng is now set on the mound and he looks in. He comes set, takes a look at Rabel at second. That pitch will be in the dirt, so 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out with runners on second and first as your Pilots trail by 1. So the 1-1 will be swung on, hit into center field, sending the center fielder back. On the track, he will make the play. Rabel will tag to third. And runners will be on the corners now with 2 outs. It's going to bring up the third base all-star, Dylan Duplachon. So the Pilots have 2 all-stars on the field right now. As the runner on first, David Bermudez, is an all-star, as well as the batter, Dylan Duplachon, is starting in that all-star game. So the tying run 90 feet away here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. First pitch to Duplachon will be a ball, 1-0. So Duplachon still no official at bat on the day, as he has walked in all 3 plate appearances. So he will see a big rise in his on-base percentage. That pitch is ripped to right field. It's going to drop. The all-star is going to tie the game here. It's going to be a 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs. So Pang gets hit around with 2 outs, and there are runners on second and first now. So with 2 outs, runners in second and first in a tie ball game now. That's going to bring up Parker Denny. Denny is 0 for 3 on the night. The stat line includes a strikeout, a ground out, and a fielder's choice play. So that pitch will hit him in the back. He will take a beamer right to the back. No warning will be called, as that one was almost in the head. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 10, Sean Hillis. Hillis still dealing with a bit of a head injury, but says he's good enough to play. So he got the start today, and now he bats in what could be the Pilots' biggest at-bat of the night, as the bases are juiced here with 2 outs. That pitch will be low. Hillis is ahead 1-0 now. Hillis is 0 for 1 on the night, as he walked in his first plate appearance, got hit by a pitch in the second one, and flew out to the right fielder in his last one. He's ahead here 1-0. That pitch swung on, fouled off, out of play. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs now, and the bases loaded. So Hillis takes a deep breath as he gets back into the box, takes a few practice strides, gets the bat back, awaits the pitch from Pang, and it will be a ball in the dirt. Bermudez thought about going not far away enough from Moskowitz, so it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. The bases remain loaded, and Hillis with the biggest at-bat here for your Pilots tonight. The 2-1 will be in the dirt. It'll get by Moskowitz. Bermudez will come home to score on an all-star play there. And your Pilots lead 5-4 now. So runners on second and third now for Hillis, with 2 already in this inning. So Hillis awaiting the 3-1 with runners on second and third now from Pang. With 2 outs, it will be a ball, and the bases have been loaded here again. No one warming up in the Elmira bullpen, so Pang will have to get out of this himself. And an arm is warming up in your Pilots dugout, in your Pilots bullpen, as it looks to be Michael Solito. So with 2 outs and the bases juiced, that's going to bring up the 6-2 first baseman Logan Sturr. First pitch to him will get blocked by Moskowitz. He will not be able to glove it. could have thrown Dupleshawn out at third after he took too far of a lead, but he couldn't grip the ball, so Dupleshawn is bailed out. Stur is 1 for 2 on the night with a single, which he scored on. Looking to add to the lead here with 2 outs as he is ahead 1-0. Does have a little bit of pop out of the right side of that batter's box as that ball is swung on, shot into the gap of the third base and shortstop. 1 will score. 2 will score as the ball gets by the left fielder. Hillis is held at third. So the Pilots now have a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Peng has been knocked around with 2 outs here in this inning. No one's still warming up in the Pioneers bullpen. That's going to bring up the speedy center fielder, Jordan Fedor. Fedor was looking for a game to get him on track this summer, and this very well could have been his game. So there are runners on second and third now with 2 outs as the Pilots have put a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch to Fedor will be low, 1-0. So as the scoreboard reads right now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Pilots have 7 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors. The Pioneers have 4 runs on 5 hits with 3 errors. The 1-0 from Peng will be swung on, fouled off of Moskowitz. 1 ball, 1 strike now. So an arm is finally warming up in that Elmira bullpen, and it looks to be Connor Takas, a 6'2", 180-pound lefty, as Fedor is in a 1-1 count currently with Peng, with 2 outs, runners on second and third. That pitch swung on, popped up. The second baseman, Ruhlman, will call for the ball, and we head to the 7th inning, but not before your Pilots put up 4 and now lead 7-4, and we'll be back for the 7th inning. So LeVere will be back as we are back for the 7th inning, working with a 3-run lead now, as he came in with 2 outs in the 6th inning in a 1-run deficit. And the first batter he'll face with the lead is number 2, Quinn Buffington. So the first pitch from LeVere will be swung on. It will get foul. LeVere will get ahead 0-1. So Buffington in left field today. He is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. The 0-1 from Buffington to Buffington will miss. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1 from LeVere swung on, hit up the middle. It will be a lead-off single for Buffington. So Solito still loosening up in that pen. Could get called on soon. So after LeVere gives up the leadoff single, Solito could get into this game quicker than we know it. So after the single, that's going to bring up number 13, Brady Moore, the shortstop. Hillis cannot get a grip on that ball, so it'll be no throw. Buffington will reach. Moore will get ahead 1-0. That pitch is swung on, fouled off, caught by Hillis. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1 will miss. LeVere has fallen behind 2-1. So the 2-1 to Moore will be swung on. Stir will run over. He has room. He will lay out and not be able to make the play. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So the 2-2 from LeVere will come, but not before he takes a look at Buffington. The 2-2 will be swung on, hit into the gap of Bermudez. Gorman will hold the ball as Buffington will not go. Runners will be on the corners now with no outs, and the tying run has reached the plate. And that'll bring up the second Moore counterpart. It'll be number 27, the third baseman, Preston Moore. So Brady Moore now has 2 hits on the night. Preston Moore has not had the same success. That ball is hit to Bermudez. He will glove it, but he'll just knock it down on a hard play, and let's see how they rule it. They'll give him a hit for that, so Moore will have his first hit of the night. A run will be in, and your Pilots now lead by 2. So with no outs, runners on second and first, Mason Ruhlman steps up to the plate. So the first pitch from LeVere will miss 1-0. The 1-0 will be a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike with no outs now. That pitch will be inside as Ruhlman pulls the bunt back, 2-1. The bunt is back. Duplashawn runs in, fields it off the bounce. Will throw to first. A stretch by Rabel. They're going to say he pulled his foot there on what looks like he was out. Now Schlichting will come out and argue. So it looked like Rabel held the foot on there. And the arguing will continue. And Schlichting will make his way back to the dugout as Bermudez does his best job peacekeeping. So the bases are loaded with no outs now and one already in. And it looks like Coach Schlichting is going to make a pitching change, and he's going to bring in Solito. So Lavera's night has his night come to an end, loads the bases. He does record one out, which came in the 6th inning. It's going to bring in Michael Solito from North Providence, Rhode Island. On the year, he has a 10.21 ERA in 9 games. He has 2 saves and 12.1 innings pitched and 9 strikeouts. And we'll be back when Solito is ready. So Solito ready to go with the sidearm action delivery. Talked to me previously about how he learned to do that. He'll inherit the bases loaded with one already in and no outs. He'll look to do his job to get out of this now. First pitch is a grounder. You can't ask for anything more. A throw to second, a throw to first, a stretch by Stir called safe. So there is one out now with runners on the corners as the Pilots now lead by 1. That's going to bring up Garrett Schultz, the right fielder, with 1 out. So Solito does an excellent job of getting the ground ball there. That pitch is a strike, 0-1 now. Solito's 0-1 will miss as the home plate ump. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. So a throw over to first by Solito. Back in safely is the runner on first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It'll be 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out now. The 2-1 is swung on and missed by Schultz as he steps back in to the right side of that batter's box with a big smile on his face, as Salido is looking to get a ground ball pitch here or blow a pitch by him for out number 2. That pitch swung on and missed. A big out number 2 now, as the Pilots have a 1-run lead with 2 outs and runners on the corners here in the top of the 7th. That's going to bring up the catcher, Bryce Moskowitz. Moskowitz is 1 for 2 on the night here, and Salido will try to get him to a 1 for 3. His hit today is a RBI single. First pitch from Salido swung on and missed, and as you can clearly see, Salido does not throw the hardest. Don't mean that with any disrespect, just the arm angle makes it very hard to hit. The 0-1 from Salido swung on, hit to the gap. The game will be tied with 2 outs here in the 7th. So a ground ball pitch there. Salido gets his ground ball, doesn't get the break of it being hit to somebody. So that's going to bring up the DH Kyle Richardson with 2 outs in a tie ball game and runners on second and first. So we have ourselves a back and forth ball game here tonight as Salido steps off. That pitch swung on and missed. Salido gets ahead 0-1. That pitch swung on, hit up the middle. Salido throws up his arms in anger. The Pioneers will now have the lead here in the 7th inning in this seesaw affair. So that's going to bring up the center fielder, Andrew Sexton, as Salido got the second out of the inning on a swing and a miss strike. Back-to-back hits have allowed 2 more to score, and the Pioneers have pushed this to a 4-run inning. So Salido will come set. That pitch will miss high. It'll be 1-0 now to Sexton. That pitch swung on, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs now. So the 1-1 from Salido as he comes set will be a strike outside corner, 1-2. That pitch swung on and missed. The sidearm angle of Salido gets out number 3, and we head to the bottom of the 7th as your Pilots now trail 8-7. So Connor Takis has now taken the mound for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 7th inning as your Pilots trail 8-7. Takis is a 6'2", 180-pound southpaw from the University of Albany. And Takis' first test here will be Michael Gorman, the left fielder. First pitch to Gorman will be a breaking ball in there for a strike. A breaking ball that looked like it hung a little bit. A perfect pitch for Gorman to attack as he took the first pitch. The 0-1, another breaking ball inside, 1-1. So much like Loomis and Mueller, Takis is a quick worker, gets back on the mound, and is almost ready immediately. The 1-1 will be a strike called on the outside corner. Looked about 2 feet off the outside corner. So it'll be 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed. And there is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up the second baseman, number 1, Jamie Rabel. So Rabel will step up here with 1 out, no one on, the lefty on the mound. So a lefty on lefty matchup. And Rabel will look to get something started against Takis in the Pioneers. That pitch swung on, hit hard towards the second baseman. He'll pick it up. Rollman will throw to first. And there are 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up the right-handed hitting shortstop, number 8, David Bermudez. Bermudez a 1-for-4 night, so does have a base hit. Look to add on with 2 outs here. That pitch swung on, hit hard toward the third baseman Moore, who will pick it, throw to first, and we are on our way to the 8th inning as your Pilots trail 8-7. So leading off is Quinn Buffington, the left fielder, as Salito is back out on the mound for the 8th inning. And it looks like another lefty is warming up in that bullpen. It appears to be Devin Hicks. So the first pitch from Salito will miss, 1-0. Hicks warming up with his warm-up jacket on. First pitch from Salito, swung on, hit up the middle, a lead-off single. So a lead-off single in back-to-back innings. Let's see if Salito can escape this one without any trouble, as that brings the leadoff hitter Brody Moore up to the plate. So the first pitch from Salito will be swung on, fouled off. So there'll be no balls, one strike with no outs, and a runner in Quinn Buffington on first. So Hicks has taken off the hoodie now, as his warm-up seems to be getting a little bit deeper and serious. That ball to Rabel. Rabel goes to Bermudez. Bermudez a strong throw to first, and there is a double play on a stretch by Sturr. Salito now has 2 quick outs, and that's going to bring up third baseman number 27, Preston Moore. So a good stretch there by Sturr and a quick hands of transition by Bermudez on a beautiful play by Rabel. The first pitch swung on and missed. 0-1. So that pitch will miss. It'll be 1-1. So a 1-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, as it seems like the press box has become a comedy club with almost everyone up here laughing right now. Pitch swung on, hit to Duplessis. He will glove it. He'll throw to first, and the inning will be over, and we head to the bottom of the 8th as your Pilots trail 8-7. So here in the bottom of the 8th, it'll be 6-on-6 action. All-star on all-star action, as Nathan Berg has come on to pitch for the Elmira Pioneers, who has been selected to the All-Star game as a reliever. And Torres has been selected to the All-Star game as the starting right fielder. Berg has only allowed 1 earned run on this whole year. First pitch there is a ball, 1-0. That pitch is swung on. It'll be 1-1 now. So the 1-1 will be a strike. 1-2. The 1-2 hold by Torres. It's called strike 3. There is 1 out now. That's going to bring up the all-star third baseman from Mamou, Louisiana, Dylan Duplachon. Duplachon is 1 for 1 on the day with 3 base on balls. So a 4 for 4 day on the on base percentage section. That pitch low, it'll be 1-0. The 1-0 from Berg swung on, hit into the gap. Duplachon now has a 2 for 2 day and has reached base safely all 5 at-bats. That's going to bring up right fielder, number 22, Parker Denny. So Berg asked for a new ball now after he gave up a hit with that one. Shouldn't be much wrong with it. Might just be a little bit of superstition from him. That pitch swung on, hit hard. It'll make its way to the Newark Pilots bullpen near their spike ball net out there. It'll drop. So Denny, behind 0-1, thought about it. He held. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed. There are 2 outs now with the tying run and Duplachon on first base. That's going to bring up the wounded Warrior catcher, Sean Hillis. Hillis, with a slow start to the year, has really come around. He did start off the year with a home run, but was quiet after that for about 15 games. So that pitch will miss. Hillis will get ahead 1-0. Pitch thought about. It'll be 2-0 now to Hillis. So a good hitter's count here with 2 outs. The tying run is on first base. Hillis, representing the go-ahead run, will look to get on any way possible as the Pilots are down to their last 4 outs. So a throw over to first at Duplachon. He is diving back in safely. So another throw over. Duplachon is back in safely on what might be a makeup call there. The 2-0 pitch will be high. 3-0 now to Hillis. Berg is in danger of walking his second base runner in this inning. So that pitch will miss. Hillis will reach on 4. Runners are on second and first now for the first baseman, number 18, Logan Stir. So the go-ahead run has reached first base now. Let's stir up to the dish with 2 outs. Stir is 2 for 3 on the day. He has an RBI single in his last at bat, so he'll look to do anything to get on and extend the inning here, as the Pilots have given Berg a little bit of trouble here with 2 outs. First pitch to Stir as he gets out of the way of it is ruled a strike, 0-1. That pitch is a strike, 0-2 now. So 2 questionable calls to Stir now, as he asks the ump to clean off the plate so he can see it. Surprised he didn't get a warning or thrown out for that one, as the ump grants the wish. So behind 0-2 is Stir with 2 outs. Runners on second and first as the Pilots trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. So Berg will look to throw to second. No one holding on Duplashawn. That pitch swung on, hit up the middle. Stir comes through once again, and the Pilots have tied the game as the ball gets by Sexton. Hillis is being sent, and now he's being held, and the Pilots have tied the game here in the 8th inning on a broken bat single for Stir there. So behind 0-2, Berg has been knocked around for a second earned run of the year. So with runners on second and third with 2 outs, that's going to bring up Jordan Fedor. Fedor is 1 for 3 on the night. So Berg has now given up 2 earned runs on the year. And it looks like Ryan Mueller is warming up in your Newark Pilots bullpen. So a co-broadcaster with me on occasion. Looks like he could be making an appearance tonight. That pitch is inside, 1-0. Talking to Mueller before this game, as we have become kind of close due to him turning into my broadcast with me, he told me his next start was scheduled for Friday, but that could change if they need him tonight. That pitch is called a strike at the shins, 1-1, and Fedor lets him have it. Fedor steps back in the box. The 1-1 will be low in about the same spot, called a ball that time, 2-1. The 2-1 swung on, hit up the middle. The Pilots have taken the lead here in the 8th inning. Scoring is Hillis. Down is Stir. He gets around it and is called out. As he did not see the call out made. So Sleesing will talk to the home plate ump now. So the Pilots have now taken a 9-8 lead here in the 9th inning, and Ryan Mueller will be making his save opportunity here. So a starter and closer role for Ryan Mueller that he has really taken into a deep consideration and liking this year, and he'll be out to look for the save here in the 9th inning. So another Pilots All-Star has entered the game in closer/starter Ryan Mueller, who will be pitching out of the pen in the All-Star game. And he'll face Mason Roman here to start the inning. First pitch from him will be swung on, fouled off. He'll get ahead 0-1. So a 2-run spot in the bottom of the 8th has propelled your Pilots to a 1-run lead. That pitch swung on, fouled off. Mueller is now ahead 0-2. So Mueller works very quick. If you thought Loomis worked quick, you haven't seen Mueller. Pitch swung on, hit towards Rabel, takes a weird bounce. He'll jump for it. 1 out here in the in the top of the 9th. As Mueller looks very fired up out there on the mound now, as he is not a man who is afraid to show his emotions, especially out there on this baseball field. So with 1 out now, that's going to bring up Trey Harmon, the first baseman. First pitch to him will miss, 1-0. So stomps back out to the mound, glove to the face, locked and loaded. Wind up comes. The 1-0 will be a strike, 1-1. So it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Mueller, a big fan of Chris Paddock, who can field his position well like Mueller just did there. And there are 2 outs now in the top of the 9th. So Mueller cannot catch that ball from Dupleshawn there, but caught the ground ball, so that's all that matters. With 2 outs, that's going to bring up Garrett Schultz, the right fielder. That pitch will miss, 1-0. So the New York Institute of Technology product. Closer there, starter and closer here as he gets behind Schultz, 2-0. The 2-0 will miss. It'll be 3-0 now to Mueller. The 3-0 is a strike, 3-1 now. The 3-1 is a strike, 3-2 as Garrett Schultz chucked the bat and was heading down first base. Mueller is definitely fired up after that one. The 3-2 will be swung on and missed. Hillis holds on to it. Mueller is fired up. Your Pilots win here against the Elmira Pioneers, 9-8. Everyone have a good night. Get home safely, and the Pilots win.